Good morning, Suzuki Science, and here we are, Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed your long weekend. Undoubtedly, you were doing some work, but hopefully you took at least a day, if not more, just hanging out with your family, away from the computer, getting some fresh air. Saturday was a nice day. Sunday started off pretty nicely, cooled down. I'm not exactly sure what Monday's like just yet, because it is still, well, it is 4 minutes until Monday start. We are doing the endocrine system. Last week we looked at the beginning of homeostasis, and we also explored thermoregulation and osmoregulation. This week we're going to focus on endocrine system. The next week we're going to focus on the nervous system and the immune system and circadian and stress. So these are all the components of homeostasis. We're going to spend the bulk of the course in this part, and you'll have an opportunity to make connections throughout the course. We are not doing a final summative task, but the culminating task of this unit, there's two. They will have components that will allow you to bring things in from the rest of the course. So to bring you up to speed of what we're doing this week, we made this document similar to how we made it last week. Green is minimum. So that's the 3 hours for those of you just aiming to get the 3 hours. Again, in grade 12, I'm not sure what you'd be aiming for the 3 hours. That's if you're failing the course and you want to maybe get the credit, then doing the green might achieve that. The yellow is the complete. And if you are a level 1, 2, or even a level 3, a complete might raise your mark. 1 or 2 will really raise your mark. Level 3, it might raise your mark. Especially if the complete is completely done. If you're level 4, then you're also doing the purples. Okay, so that's generally how this met, not met, exemplary marking scheme works. So in this particular week, we're looking at the endocrine system, and you'll see yellow, purple, and green highlights. So yellow means that this is what you need to complete in order to get a good understanding of the concept. Endocrine system and homeostasis is a major learning point in university. If you learn this well, it will help you next year and in second year, depending on what program you enroll in and what university you go to. So I'd recommend learning it well now, so next year when you have 5 courses at the same time, you're not learning everything from scratch. As you'll learn in the nervous system, that short-term to long-term memory work is much easier the second or third time around when you're looking at material. For the first time, it's a little bit more challenging, as you already know. I'll give you some resources, including Learn360 and Khan Academy and Nearpod to use. So looking at this document, you'll see that I have this resource, Khan Academy. Then there's a Purple Explorer. It's another Khan Academy video. I like this first one because it's in an interview style, and they're interviewing one expert's interviewing another expert, basically. This first table is a table that's comparing the endocrine and nervous systems. The two of them are both major homeostatic mechanisms, but they are different. The big ideas of what you're getting from homeostasis. So what I've done here is I've copied the entire points of the concepts you should know from homeostasis, and I've highlighted what you should learn in this particular lesson. So green is the minimum. You should know at least 1 negative feedback example, 2 for complete, 3 or more for exemplary. For antagonistic effects, you should know at least one antagonistic effect. Yellow, I notice it's not purple, but yellow should have no 2. We've done homeostasis and osmoregulation and thermoregulation last week, but we didn't finish osmoregulation because the osmoregulation is done by hormones, so that part of the lesson has been left off. The relationship between nervous and endocrine system we can't really cover just yet. That will be next week. And then of course the endocrine system, you'll notice that there's certain things in green, certain things in yellow, and then the purple. Hormone Overview Collaborative Learning Document. So this is a document that I've assigned to the class. So if you click on this link, what you'll see is a Google Doc that I've already assigned your names to. So if I go into the classroom, and I open up this Google Doc that I've already created, you'll see that I've assigned names. If you don't like what I've assigned you, you can switch with somebody else. But and I know that in this class, there's going to be some things that are going to be left blank because some people in the class are going to choose not to do this. This is really the complete. Some people are going to stay with the green, or they're going to get overwhelmed with something else and they'll choose not to do it. But in this hormone overview collaborative document, it's designed so that 1 or 2 students are assigned per hormone. Okay, so this is the hormone table. You'll see no assignments here, but as you scroll down, you'll see some names. So the renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system is Sam, and someone from Mr. Desange's class. For the pancreas is Ishan, and someone from Mr. Desange's class. And as you scroll down, you'll see your name beside something, and you can complete it. The only one I really doubled up in this class was the Liba and Zoha, so the 2 of you are doing something that I assigned to you in here. All right, stomach. So that's the hormone collaborative learning document. We're not teaching all these, and if we were face-to-face in class, we still wouldn't be teaching all these, but there is an expectation that you at least recognize what these hormones do. Then there's a chemical ERK clicker case study. I assigned it as a Nearpod, and what you're doing is you're given a disorder, this person who's had a remarkable history of things going wrong inside his body, and you are trying to determine, you're going to be a detective, a medical detective, and you're going to try to figure it out. But you can't do it until you've learned something about the hormones. If you try to do it before, it'll be meaningless. I'm going to end off the endocrine system with the reproductive hormones, which are quite complicated. The male one's really simple, the female is very complicated, and so I'm going to diagram that and explain it. When you get to that section, I encourage you to look at some of these questions, see if you can answer them. These are common questions that I've been asked in my class over the past several years. So I've posed them as questions to you to think about. Maybe you know the answer. There's an explore, again it's in purple, so only do this if you have the time for it, and you learn about the menstrual cycle activity, boys and girls, right? So it's a very interesting hormonal cycle to go over and learn about. So once you've gone to that activity, the initial part of the activity is about previewing and getting a basic understanding of the concept. And I like previewing because when you preview, you set your mind into the learning mode, and then you actually learn the content and it has more meaning. When I do the reproductive system, there's a lot of content, a lot of learning. So in this table, I've actually copied my notes so that you have something to refer to. And then at the very end here, you have this tic-tac-toe. I don't really expect anyone to do it, but for those who are really excited about doing all these systems things, you can click on any one of these 3 and try to answer the question. All right? So that's what you're doing in this particular unit, and the next video will be the video lesson on endocrine system.